Hello, everybody. Dr. Rick here, dropping in on you. I hope everybody is having an unbelievable start to your week. Hope you're having a great day. Look, I'm not going to be long. I'm here because I'm excited. I've been talking to you guys and telling you guys for a while that we're in a transition period at Rick Wallace Enterprises, and one of the biggest changes is taking place inside of the Visionetics Institute, which is my brainchild and where I spend a great deal of my time. And these changes are necessary for us to expand our reach, to have a greater impact, and obviously for me to build a stronger business that projects into the future. And so all of these things are being considered in some of the things we're doing. And I've been telling you that we're going to take all the digital progress programs and courses, and we're putting those online as we speak. We're also going to be focusing my attention to my one-on-one clients. And what we are doing now is we're about to test a beta program that I have been developing for a while and waiting for the right time to introduce it. And I think this is the right time. We're in transition. We are looking to move forward and do some things. And this is my Sinking Souls private mentoring program. And this program is more intense, more engaged, and gives way more access to me than even my platinum package. My platinum package is a $10,500 package that gives you 52 sessions over 52 weeks and crisis moments access, meaning that if you're going through something really, really bad, you can reach out to me at any time. But this is normally 52 sessions over 52 weeks, and it is the access within that. This mentoring program is just that. It's a program where you're going to come in and have access, not only during your weekly sessions, which you will have, but you will have access to call me. We will talk. We will have either, depending on if you're in Houston or not, in-person meetings. If not, phone calls. Uh, the whole idea is to introduce you into my world, to watch me move. Let me tell you how I do things. So a lot of things that my clients who are coaching clients will not have access to because I am preparing them and teaching them. A person who is in this mentorship program is actually going to learn how I move, how I make my decisions, how I research opportunities, how I've recovered from setbacks, how I deal with personal issues. This is about building a business. If you're looking to build a business, I'm telling you now, you can have the greatest plan in the world, but if you don't have the right mindset, if you don't have your soul synced and in alignment with your plan, you're not going to get an optimized result. You may get decent results, you may get good results, but optimized results means that you are not only looking at a plan from a conscious perspective, from that part of you that deals with about 4% of your behavior, your habits, your results, your outcomes. We're talking about sinking the soul. We're talking about taking in your thinking and aligning it on a subconscious level to the deepest recesses of what guides you. 96% of your behavior is guided by your subconscious. What is your subconscious telling you? What does your subconscious say about what you're doing in business? Are you in alignment? Are you in harmony with your subconscious, yourself, your soul, your spirit? Or are you trying to move in a direction that doesn't align and you're facing difficulties? We're going to talk about why that soul, spiritual element, that energy element is so important to business. To me, it's 80% of success in life, whether it's business, whether it's personal, whether it's relational, and it has to be in alignment. I want 10 people to be a part of this beta testing. This course is going to be offered at $25,000 once the testing is over, which is probably going to be about a year from now. We're going to look at what we're doing. We're going to be able to work with people. We're offering it at a mad crazy price. And the reason now is the time is because the platinum package is about to go up $5,000. And so what we're offering it at is less than the current price of the platinum package. And we are going all out. So again, this is 100% access to me as a mentor. Not in every, you're not going to be going to dinner with me and hanging out and all that stuff all the time. But what we're going to do is we're going to spend a lot of time together. So way more than an hour a week which is normally what happens in the platinum package. You're going to be asking questions. You're going to be able to call me and say, hey, this is what I'm doing right now. What do you think? I got this opportunity. How do you think I need to move on it? We sit down, we talk about it. I give you the ways that I move and tell you how I move. Um, Sit down talking to a young brother yesterday, somebody I mentor. Now, this guy's somebody I've taken in personally. So he's not a part of this program, but he's somebody. So we're talking, and a big part of the problem wasn't the plan. The big part of the problem was approach. It wasn't what he was doing, it was how he was doing it. And one little switch, turn it on. My grandma used to always say, son, two heads are better than one, even if one is a goat head. I'm like, Mom, which one is the goat head? And she would look at me and laugh. But I think I have something to offer even beyond what I've been doing. And I've had a blast. I've had a lot of success. My platinum clients come back more than once. And that says a lot when you consider what they invest. But what I want to do is I want to take people to another level now. This is primarily focused on business. But if you think that there's something you can gain in life by doing this, go ahead, fill out in the description box. There's no links, there's no way to pay because everybody's is not going to get accepted. I'm taking 10 people that I'm going to personally choose based off of what I can tell by the way you answer the questions, or if it happens to be somebody I'm aware of and I know something about you, definitely that's going to influence my choices. But I am going to handpick 10 people to be a part of this program. And again, this is going to be upper four figures investment that's going to ultimately, in a year from now, be a $25,000 package. But this is less than what you would pay if you were paying for the platinum package and getting 52 sessions. This is not for everybody, and I don't expect a bunch of people to respond. But what I do want are people who are willing to invest themselves. Too many people have this mindset that somebody owes them something, that because you're good at something, you owe me something. I give plenty. I'm mentoring enough boys right now to where I'm good on my mentoring. I got it. But when it comes to what I do well, and I'm willing to give you a shortcut, it's up to you. And so I'm looking for people who understand that. I'm looking for people who don't have a problem putting some skin in the game. I'm looking for some people who are ready to put their minds and their hearts to work in producing something for themselves that they can pass on down the line. To me, it's about generational wealth, and it starts with what you produce and what you're able to hold on to. Not just what you can produce, but what you can hold on to, what you can multiply, what you can solidify and set aside for the next generation. And it has to start somewhere. It has to start with something. To me, one of the most underused mechanisms outside compound growth for building wealth is building businesses. Building businesses are in the mindset and the way that I define a business, which is finding a problem, solving the problem, and getting paid for the solution, is a business. No matter what you're doing, that's the basic principles of business. Find a problem, especially one that isn't being solved at its best, meaning that people out there may be trying to do it, but a lot of people are saying they're not getting what they want. Find that problem. If you find that problem and you're able to produce the solution to that problem, you're going to get paid. And you're going to get paid handily and well. And if you find a way to retain the people who pay you by adding value to their lives in other ways, you will consistently get paid because you will have customer retention. But it starts with understanding who you are, understanding what you're doing, determining why it is you want to do something, why it is you need to have something, why it is you want to travel in a certain direction. And then determining, is my why big enough? Because here is the important thing to understand about that. If your why isn't big enough, guess what's going to happen? You're going to get to something that's going to get in your way. It's going to happen. You don't get a straight shot to greatness. You don't get a straight shot to phenomenal. That doesn't happen. So when something big gets in your way, what's going to push you past it? Your why. If your why isn't big enough, you're going to give up. You're going to quit. You're going to lay it down. You're going to go to something else easier. But if your why says, I cannot fail, if your why says this is a part of my destiny, if your why says this is a part of my purpose, if your why says no matter what, I'm going to push it, I'm going to push through, then you'll stand up and you'll make it happen. I'm telling you, I've had some unbelievable moments. I was talking to somebody last night about it, and we were just reveling at, some of the stuff that happened in my 30s. And I'm going like, man, that was 4 lifetimes just in my 30s. And then came into the 40s and started to rebuild and restructure. Now I'm doing it again, and I'm excited about it. And I want to take as many people as I possibly can. I want to show you that you can, with ethics, with good intentions, with proper protocol and respectability, do some unbelievable things. Is it easy? No, man. I've had some rough goes. I've been taking hit after hit, but I'm still progressing. I look up and I'm saying, man, I just went through that and I'm still here. There's a way. There's a reason. I want to show you that your circumstances don't stop you. Your situations don't stop you. Your past doesn't stop you. What you went through as a child, where you come from, how hard it was, what happened last year is not a predicator on what you're capable of doing, but you're going to have to sync your vision with your soul. You're going to have to sync your business idea and your plan with your soul. You're going to have more than a scientific strategy, which is good. You're going to have to align it because there's so much of what's going to happen in this world based on faith, whether you're a religious person or not. I am a person that believes in the Most High. I don't do the religious thing, but in the sense of what I call religion, it doesn't mean that I don't claim God. And I'm definitely, everything I'm talking about now is directly linked to God. It's directly linked to the fact that I am a representation of God, that I am a functioning arm of God, that God literally designed me, gave me a purpose to put me here to be a representation of what's powerful when you know how to move. And the world responds to faith. There's something that you have to understand. That it is with the first step that God has programmed all of life in the world, the universe, everything to respond. Providence doesn't move until you move, but you got to move with confidence. You got to move with a level of trust, even when you can't see. There's some things you got to understand of how these two things come together. What I find is I often find that people are real strong on one or the other. They're real strong on strategy, but they don't really deal with the faith thing. It's all about what you do. And if you don't get it right, you're screwed up and all this. And then other people over here that they're on, if I just say it and I just believe it and I sit over here, it's going to manifest. Yeah, that's the beginning of manifestation. But in order for your manifestation to take root, you got to water it. How do you water it? You move toward it. You talk about it every day. You do something on it every day. You move. You're syncing your soul with your strategy by constantly visiting it, by constantly assuring yourself that you're moving towards, by being able see that everybody talk like say everything's been compartmentalized. I really truly believe that I'm one of the few people right now, and this is based on some pretty heavy hitters telling me, that have synced and brought everything into one place. The law of attraction, faith, business planning, all of these things are all working together. God designed them all to work together. When you can put it all in one place, you can take a hit, get knocked down, because understanding this doesn't exempt you from life. You're going to get hits. You're going to have setbacks. You're going to have some stuff you're looking at. And I've had some time looking at like, why is it going this way? Sit back. Number one is you're manifesting it. You can manifest it through fear. You can manifest it through stress. You can manifest it through anxiety. All of these things are low energy, but you're putting it out there. Your thoughts are the seeds of your destiny. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Your thoughts are literally the seeds of you're thinking it to the point to where it's now rising up and becoming a reality. Do you know people literally stress out and die over something that never happened? It happens all the time. Just so anxious about stuff, stressed out. What if, until they create a reality in their mind that their body is already sensing the threat. When they wake up in the morning, cortisol is just flowing through their body. Cortisol isn't meant to be in your bloodstream for long periods of time. It's a stress response. It's what's a part, along with adrenaline, of your fight or flight stress response. When something happens and you need to get out of the way or you need to defend yourself, when it's constantly there, it's tearing your body down. But guess what? That's because you are producing a reality that doesn't even exist. 60% of what people worry about every day never happens. I mean, never happens. It doesn't say that it happens maybe a little further down. It never happens. Then there's another 20% that people are worrying about that already happened. It's done. It's over with. You're not going to change it by worrying about it. Deal with it. It gets down to about 8% of what people worry about is a true threat that needs to be addressed. All the rest of it is unnecessary stress that's pulling you away from being the best you can. And one of the things that I have mastered is the ability to move through some extremely tense, stressful situations without allowing it to crush me, without allowing it to take the reins of my personal sovereignty and guide me in places that I don't want to be sent in. And the thing is, I'm not special. I'm just a person that learned how to do it. Everybody can do it. And that's what I want to show people. I want to show people that there's a place you can go that nothing, man, one of the most simplistic but yet dynamic definitions of destiny I saw in the movie Deja Vu. The guy who's the bomber that Denzel is trying to catch. Denzel goes back in time and he's sitting down with the guy before the bomb goes out. The bomb has already went off, but they're back in time. And Denzel is sitting across the table from him. He's trying to figure out how to stop this in real life. And he sits across, and the guy just sits up and says, "Do you know the definition of destiny?" And Denzel said, "No, what is it?" He said, "The more you try to stop it, you only ensure that it happens." That's how I see every challenge in my life. You're just a part of my destiny. You don't get to stop it. You know, I may take a lump, I may take a bruise, I might take a setback, I might go through some things, but you can't stop me. That's my destiny. What does that mean? It's destined to happen. The only person that can stop it is me. And the only way I can stop it is to quit. It's to ditch it and run in the other direction and do absolutely the opposite of it. That's why connecting with your purpose is important. That's why understanding your why is important. It connects you to what you are moving towards in a way you can't shake it. See, that's why so many businesses, because everybody's looking at just one element. How well planned is it? How strategically did you move into the market? Did you do enough market research? What is your marketing analysis? How well did you set up your business plan to set you forth, to project you at least in the 3 to 5 years into the future? All of that's great. But what I'm telling you is if you can just visualize what you want your business to do, and then align those thoughts, those images up with what you think and what you speak constantly during the day, it will get you further than any business plan. And no, I'm not telling you not to get a business plan. What I'm telling you is that's another part to it that causes so many people to fail. Because there's a part of what you need to do in this world that's beyond your reason. There's a part that you need to do in this world that's beyond what you can literally think of or rationalize in your mind because you haven't done it before. So if you really want to do something in life, you want to go places you've never been before, do things you've never done before. Guess what? Anytime you set out to do something you've never done before, you're not going to know how to do it. Guess what people do? They get to the point where they don't know how to do something and they say, well, maybe it's not meant to be done. I can't figure it out. People start asking permission to try something new by asking if they know how to do it. No, I don't know how to do it. You know how many things I've gotten done in my life that I didn't know how to do when I started? 47 companies, 25 books published, another 50 books that aren't books because I define a book as at least 200 pages, but these books are books, but they just are under 200 pages. And then I've got, I don't know how many other things. And that's just a start of what I've been able to do. And I'm just one person, just a human like anybody else. But what I decided is I wasn't going to be held captive by what I knew. If I didn't know it, I was going to become it. I was going to learn it. I was going to know it. So every day I wake up in my mind, and the first thing in my head is thank you. I'm going to create a space and an environment of gratitude. The second thing is, what am I going to learn today that expands me and grows me so that I don't go to sleep the same person that woke up? When I do that, that knows at some point, if I start today and I just sit up and say, you know what, I'm gonna read 10 pages every day, not a book, and I read books a week, but I'm just gonna read 10 pages a day, every day for 365 days. And I'm going to focus what I read on positivity, on growth, on business development, on personal development, on spiritual growth. I'm just want my reading going to be. So I'm gonna do 10 pages a day. In for 365 days, do you think you're going to get to a year from now and be the person that started? Absolutely not. So what happens? You intentionally grew into something you wanted to be. That's how you get what you want that you don't have and that you don't know how to get. You look at it and say, what will it take to get that? Who has that? Who can I look at? Who can I study? Who can I observe? What are they doing differently than I do? What are they saying differently? How do they seem to be thinking on a regular basis? How do they approach life? Are they a victim all the time? Or are they a person that no matter what happens, they're looking for the solution? Do I see them whining all the time, or do I always see them with a smile on their face and their hands raised victoriously? I know they have to be going through something, so why are they there? How do they get their minds there? I need to find that out. Why? Because if I can conquer the urge to be a victim, if I can conquer the urge to sit up and whine and complain, if I can conquer the desire to point fingers at other people when things aren't going in my way, and decide that I'm going to be a problem solver first and foremost in my own life, then I'm going to be a problem solver for people who are going through what I've been through. What can stop me? I choose to be great. I don't need anyone's permission. God gave it to me in my DNA. I just simply had to activate it. I don't need anybody to co-sign what I've done. It's written in stone. You can't take it from me. You might not like me. You might have a bad opinion of me. But at the end of the day, what I've been able to do, I've been able to do. And that is because I aligned my soul, the deepest part of my being, with my vision. And I work every day to keep it there, because there are things in life that are trying to move you. It's trying to shake you, trying to get you off of your game. Why? Because if I get off my game, I get focused on what didn't go right, what didn't go wrong, what person did this, what person didn't do that. Then all of a sudden I become a victim, and then I lose control. The moment that you decide you're a victim, you have no power. The people who victimized you have the power. You want somebody to fix something. You fix it yourself, because nobody else is guaranteed or obligated to fix it, even if they broke it. So again, I'm accepting 10 people. And again, this obviously isn't for everybody. Um, but this access to me is at a level that I've never offered myself in the past for pay. And it's worth it. Again, my platinum clients, which is currently at 10.5, going to 15.5 at the end of the month, they re-up constantly. They get 52 sessions, a session a week for a year, and they get coaching, counseling. I work with them. I help them pull out of themselves and extract out of themselves the things that are not working for them, and I help them implant the things that are. But this is a deeper level. This is literally saying, hey, come into my life, see how I move. Be able to pick up the phone and call me and say, hey, this is what I'm going through. What do you think I need to do? Hey, I'm trying to make this happen, but I'm running into a roadblock. Hey, when you started that company, how did you do that? Whatever gave you the idea to even do this? And how did you get from there to that? All of this consistently. So you're going to get your regular session for 52 weeks straight, but you're going to get direct access to me. I'm literally going to be mentoring you into your vision, into your dream, into a greater source of yourself. And like I'm telling you, there's a place you can go beyond what can be strategically mapped out in the greatest research, in the greatest marketing research and marketing analysis, and the greatest planning out of business and understanding the market and market shares and all this other stuff that has to be understood. There's a part that can't be touched. And this is the thing that most people miss. Sometimes I just transcend. When I was told that with my first book, The Invisible Father, I'm 25 in now, full length books, at least 200 pages. I was told this is a great book. It really touches on some very important things. This is a book on absentee fatherhood, but right now we don't think it's a big enough market for us to invest in what it would take to push the book. I didn't hear that once. I heard it 3 times at least. So what did I do? Started my own publishing company. Now, the funny thing is 15 books in, of publishing my own books, setting everything up, and helping other authors. I've got authors that I've published, but but here's the thing. About 15 books in, I get a phone call. Hey, we've been watching your lectures on the miseducation of Black youth in America, and we've noticed your writing and how you write. We want to get you to write a book on the miseducation of Black youth in America. That was Etlock Publishing out of New York. That was so huge to me because I was told that, while my work was good and my writing was exceptional, that there wasn't a market for me. Now, here is a company I'm not pursuing coming to me and saying, not only do we believe in what we hear you speak about, we believe that you can write about it like nobody else. So I wrote that. That was book number 16. I followed that up with book number 24, Academic Apartheid. But it all came from me being aligned with my vision. I wasn't going to let somebody else saying they won't do it stop me. Sometimes you get so caught up in how things have to be done that you never get outside of the box. I've done so much of what I've done thinking laterally, meaning outside of the box. I'm not going to be trapped with conventional thinking. And so I want to invite you in. Man, I don't want to mispronounce your name, but Mzukau Sony. I do work around the world. I have clients in Sydney, South Africa, Nigeria, Kenya, Ireland, the UK. So yeah, I do work outside of the US. If there's an internet connection, I'm willing to do it. So there's the thing. So, hey, I didn't even, and here's the beautiful thing about this is the thing I'm talking about, this thing with being synced in your soul, because there's also a linking with God and in his unsurpassed universal mind that knows everything. And sometimes, like, I had no idea I was going to get on here and talk for almost 30 minutes. I was supposed to get on here. This is supposed to be 5 or 10 minutes, just me telling you about it. But my thing is, somebody's going to get blessed by this, even if they don't do it, because I shared something, because that's what my inner self told me to do. And so that's it. But I am going to choose 10 people to be a part of this beta testing program. So this is a year where you're going to have access to me, and we're going to learn the best way to do things. And we're going to grow together in this process. And the way that I am actually going to reward people is, number one, through this unique access, but also a blessing and a gift of connecting with them beyond the end of the testing. So we're not going to stop dealing with each other once the testing is over. So that's that. So once again, thank you for those of you who want to really take advantage of it. My email address is in there. Complete the questionnaire, send it, and understand there is an investment requirement. It's in the 4 digits. And it's more than worth it, because this is a level of access to me that nobody's ever experienced. This is going to be real personal. This is going to be picking up the phone. This is going to be sending emails and text messages, any other way you can get at me, depending on where you're at, to have access to what's going on in my mind at the time and how it may help you do what you're trying to do. There's nothing like having somebody help you walk through something you've never walked through before, or to take it to another level. And everybody needs somebody, and everybody's got to be willing to go and do what they've got to do to get to that. And if I'm that person for you and I can bring you to a place, this is an opportunity. Jump on it. If not, there's always other ways to do things. But for those who are really looking, here it is. As I always say, as I get ready to get off of here, I live my life on full. Simply put, that means I wake up every morning and I give life everything I have. I don't go to bed having to worry about what I left on the field or what I left on the table, what I could have done that I didn't do. I give it everything I have because I don't know when my last breath on this earth is going to be breathed. But I know that when I leave this place, I'm going to leave on E, because I'm giving life everything I got. I'm going to leave a legacy that speaks of me after I'm gone. I'm going to leave a legacy that my kids can be proud of. I'm going to leave a legacy that people will be able to pick up, look at, and search and study and do something with their lives even after I'm gone. That should be your goal, to leave a legacy that speaks of you. On that note, look, I'm out of here. You guys have an unbelievable